Hey guys, welcome to Lingua Marina. The last time I filmed in this dress, the video got over 1 million views, so fingers crossed that this dress is doing some magic on this channel and we're gonna get over 1 million views. Let's do it. Today we're gonna talk about the word because, the word that I really like to use and the word that you really like to use. But there are some really good alternatives out there that will make your speech more diversified and more beautiful. So if you're interested in replacing the word because in your speech, continue watching this video. Now the word number one that you can use is a word since. And it is widely used in a conversational language and it has the same meaning. Let me give you an example. Since my parents can't come this weekend, and if you've been watching my videos, you know that when we're talking about things you can't do, cannot do, we emphasize can't in our sentence. So, since my parents can't come this weekend, if you haven't been watching my videos, hit subscribe button to not miss this valuable content. So, since my parents can't make it this weekend, since my parents can't come this weekend, I suggest we go to a movie theater. I could have replaced it with because, but because we're replacing because, I'm saying since. Since my parents can't come this weekend, let's go to a movie theater.
And since we're friends, I know you won't mind me asking.
Another great word to use is a word as. And I like both since and as. They're very universal. That means you don't have to replace anything in the sentence. You don't have to change the word order. You just proceed with the sentence as is. As my parents can't come this weekend, I suggest we go to a movie theater. As the woman had no friends, she went to a movie theater alone. We could also do since a woman had no friends, she went to a movie theater alone. Or we can say because a woman had no friends, she went to a movie theater alone. By the way, guys, if you're in the US, congratulations. Things are gradually reopening. I've heard that in some states movie theaters are open, not in California yet, but at least indoor dining is now allowed. So fingers crossed that we're going back to a normal world. I have some anxiety around that, by the way. Like, I'm so used to spending most of my time at home with my kid, and I don't want to be like running around meetings and different conferences. But I also miss that at the same time. Let me know what you think in comments down below. What's the situation right now in your country? Do you have lockdowns? Are movie theaters open? Comment down below. And don't forget to connect with other students in the comments below so you can practice English with each other. Out of. This phrase refers to an explanation of emotions or feelings. So I can say she did this because she was curious, or I can say she did this out of curiosity. And by that I mean because she was curious, she did it, but I'm just replacing because with out of. He was shaking out of fear. He was shaking because he was afraid, but we're replacing because and we're getting he was shaking out of fear.
He's acting out of fear.
By the way, guys, if you're looking for more ways to make your speech better, I have the whole workbook for you. If you haven't downloaded yet and you've been watching this channel, then what are you waiting for? This workbook has over 180 pages of useful content in English, from words that you can use in your everyday life to synonyms to idioms to different exercises. By the way, it has the whole plan for a 30-day challenge with different exercises in English. So if you're serious about English, you have to have this, well, I think you have to have this workbook. It was created by me, by my blogger friend who's a very good designer, and by people who are professional English language teachers. So the link will be below. It costs less than $8, and I think this book will be really useful for a language learner of any level, and it would just give you this extra motivation and extra tasks to work on to improve your language. As long as. We use this phrase when we have two actions, and if one action is true, then the other one is true as well. Let me give you an example. As long as my daughter is sleeping, I can finish this video. It's actually because she's sleeping I'm able to finish this video, because if she wakes up, then I can't continue anymore. So as long as my daughter is sleeping, I can continue recording this video.
As long as I can wear it or eat it, I'm happy.
Another synonym is a word so, but it's a little tricky because it requires rewording. And let me give you an example. Because my tooth ached, I booked a dental appointment. With the word so, it's more consequential. I had a toothache, so I booked a dental appointment. Thanks to. This expression can be both positive and negative. Let me give you a negative example. Thanks to my brother who burned the dinner, we will all have to wait for pizza delivery. So it's not like we're happy that we're having a pizza instead of a beautifully prepared dinner, but thanks to my brother burning this dinner, we have to do this, and that. And the positive example would be, thanks to my current diet, I'm much fitter and healthier now.
Thanks to her, I got my learner's permit.
Due to. We replace because of with this expression. Due to bad weather conditions, the flight has been canceled. Because of bad weather conditions, the flight has been canceled.
They canceled it due to weather. Oh no.
As a result of is also another great phrase that you can use instead of because of, and it explains the results, as you can guess. As a result of his efforts, he entered one of the best universities.
As a result of recent events.
Now that is a very nice phrase. If you use it, you're automatically one level up. I'm just kidding, but it's a very nice phrase. Widely used by native speakers. Now that my brother is home, we can finally have dinner. So because we're waiting for him to arrive, and now that he's finally home, we can start eating. And yes, it's kind of has the same meaning as because, but it also reflects that we've been waiting for something, and now that it happened, we can do whatever we had planned. Now that the weather has been nice for several days, I can cut the grass. That's just another example.
I thought he'd leave me alone. Now that my brother is gone.
Considering that, it is very similar to as long as, but it's more formal. It didn't take us long to find the right grocery store, considering that it's the only one in our neighborhood. It wasn't hard to find this grocery store because it's the only one and it was obvious. We typed it in Google Maps and we found it. And now let's do some really, really formal ones. On the grounds that we won't invest in your company on the grounds that there is no demand for your service. This is like really un-American. American investors would never say that. They would say, it doesn't really fit our investment criteria, that doesn't really fit our investment strategy, but they would never say there is no demand for that, because you can't say that unless you've been on that market or unless you're like this person who knows everything, and nobody wants to, seem as a person who knows everything because you can't know everything. Anyways, try to be as polite as possible and don't use this phrase in such context. I've seen some documents like visa refusal. We had unfortunately refused your visa application on the grounds that you don't meet the criteria for, this and that visa. So something really formal, something you would see in the documents.
I refuse to answer that on the grounds that it didn't fit.
Man.
Seeing that, again, very similar to because, but it's very formal. Seeing that they haven't raised any investor money, they decided to change their business plan. So because they didn't raise any investor money, they decided it's time for a change. Seeing that is a great phrase here. In as much as. So use this phrase if you really want to impress somebody who's checking your exam paper. This is like super advanced, like way advanced. I don't use this phrase. I don't hear people use this phrase. But if you're writing an academic paper, if you want to impress your professor, if you want to sound like a book, use this phrase. In as much as has the same meaning as because and because of. Well, some people might use this phrase in their everyday speech, but I just haven't heard a lot of people use this phrase. But let me give you an example. In as much as I've already done my research, I can guarantee you there is demand for this product. In as much as. And the last but not the least, in view of the fact that. Again, super formal. In view of the fact that you watched this video up to the very end, I want to give you some homework. So again, the same meaning as because, the same meaning as in as much as, like all of those super, I would say advanced phrases. Like you don't learn that when you're intermediate because that's way too much. But because we're improving our speech, I'm hoping that you've written this down. So homework. As always, you can do your homework in the comments below. First of all, it would really help you because you're doing that instantly and not doing like in a week or so. You're learning things right here, right now. Second, it would really help me as YouTube's algorithm would see that you're commenting on this video, and it would help me promote this video as well. So let's do it. Replace the word because in the next sentences and write your answers in the comments below. I don't want to go out tonight because I had a very difficult day at work. Replace because with one of the synonyms that we've learned today. Because I studied very hard. I scored 115 out of 120 on TOEFL. I screamed at him because I was angry. And you see these sentences on your screen now? Type down in comments below your versions with replaced because. Thank you guys so much for watching this video up to the very end. Again, it would really help the algorithm, would really help me if you share this video on your platforms, if you do your homework in the comments below, and of course, if you like this video. Thank you so much. If you're not yet subscribed to this channel, then hit the red subscribe button and I will see you very soon in my next videos. Bye bye.